Dear mamas, you have waited 9 months for this moment. Now the question is, when do I go to the hospital? When do I carry my bags? Do I go at the sign of the first contraction? Do I wait out? Hello everybody, my name is Esena from Accra, Ghana, and on this channel I talk about health, faith and lifestyle. And on today's video I'm going to be talking about labor 101, when to go to the hospital. So how do you know it's time to pack your bags and head to the hospital? So that is the signs of labor, which you should take note of. Point number one, the release of the mucus plug, or what we call the show. I'm sure you have heard it so many times in watching other videos about preparing for labor and all that. You are doing well for educating yourself. The show is a mucus-like substance. It's slimy. You are going to see probably in your undergarments. It's placed there by the beautiful knowledge of God, wisdom of God, to prevent microbes from climbing through the cervix to where the baby is. So understand that alone may not be conclusive. They see the mucus-like substance. Sometimes it makes with black. Black may not be conclusive sign of labor, but it's a sign that should be taken note of. So point number two, rupture of membranes. This by far is the most popular sign of labor I have heard. Most people call it breaking of water. Even in movies, when the women are supposedly in labor, the first thing you hear, my water has broken in all of you. For some, it may come as a gush. Some, it may come as a trickle. And it's nothing wrong. It comes to different women in different forms. So please, do well to take note of that. Also, when it happens, do well to also communicate to your healthcare provider. But what you should also take note of is the color and the smell, whether it's offensive or not. I do not want to bore you to tell you what each color means and then what the smell would mean. But then, because you will be communicating to your healthcare professional about that you've experienced the breaking of the water, take note of the color and take note of the smell, so that when you're communicating to them, you know what to say. Just like the show, it's not a conclusive sign, but it's a sign to be taken note of. Some have their water breaking, their labor does not begin immediately, but it's a sign of labor, not conclusive, but a sign that should be taken note of. Before I move to the conclusive sign of labor, there are 2 points I would like to talk about, which is the lightening and the nesting. I have seen it in so many videos and in other people talking about it, about the signs of labor. I would like to clarify that. Lightening is the engagement of the presenting part into the pelvis. So you realize that most often the women will realize that their belly has dropped, they feel lighter, the pressure on the diaphragm has reduced, so they can breathe easier and all that, just that they urinate more frequently. It's not necessarily a sign of labor. So when you experience lightening, it does not mean that you should rush to the hospital. It's telling you that we are almost at the end of the journey. Also, nesting. I have seen other people say nesting as a sign of labor. That's why I want to touch on it. Nesting is the sudden surge of energy a pregnant woman feels towards the last days of her labor, where she starts packing her room, preparing for the arrival of the baby. It's just like lightning. It's not a sign of labor. You see, for the show and the rupture of membranes, I said they are signs of labor, just that they are not conclusive. But for lightning and nesting, they are not even signs of labor. It's just an indication that the end is coming here. So dear mamas, what then is the conclusive sign of labor? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. It is frequent increasing contractions. Frequent increasing contractions. Towards the end of your pregnancy, you are going to have what we call the Braxton-Hicks contraction. Now, this Braxton-Hicks is like a rehearsal for the DD. This one comes, you realize that for some of you, when you lie down, you take a bath and you walk about, in about 2 hours it comes down. But for this does not go away. It does not reduce in frequency or intensity, it rather increases. As I said, frequent increasing contractions. For dear mamas, when it starts, wait and observe and see if this is rest and hints. When you realize that it's not going, then you tell that now labor is here. This ones can be timed. And not only can it be timed, it increases in frequency. So you realize that probably the interval between the first one and the second one was probably 5-minute intervals. Now 2-minute intervals is coming back to back. It comes and it radiates through the back. That's why you hear some people say back pain as a sign of labor. So that's what this contraction comes increasing intensity and radiates through to the back. This is a sign that, dear mama, labor has set in, the baby is ready to come into the world. Pack your bags and move to the hospital. What do you do when something like this happens? I have said pack your bags, but let me just start over. Number one, you stay calm. You stay calm, trust your instinct, trust that you can get through this. Number two, you call your healthcare professional, call that midwives, contact you have, call that doctor, tell them this is what is happening. They're most likely going to tell you to come to the hospital. Then the last thing, you grab your hospital bags to move to the hospital to go have your baby. Labor can be unpredictable, but it's easier when approached with knowledge. So dear mamas, I'm grateful and I'm glad that you've been decided to take the step to learn about labor. That is a great thing. What have you heard about labor that scares you? What is that fear you have about labor? Let's talk in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye bye.